Hello everyone, Pat the Video Guy here, and I was in the mood to smoke another chuck roast. And so what I wanted to do differently with it this time was I wanted to marinate it overnight and then put it in my smoker. And so I found a really great, well marbled chuck roast. This guy is about 2.5 pounds. Great price on it, well marbled. So I'm going to smoke this guy. And I'm going to use the marinade, and I'm also going to use a meat tenderizer. And so that's the plan. I've got chuck roast that's going to go on my Pit Boss vertical smoker, and we're going to marinate the night before. Let's do it. Alright, so fortunately this is not rocket science, and I'm just going to show you how I go about doing this. I think I mentioned it was about 2.5 pounds. And what I'm first going to do, this thing, I'll tell you what, if you find the meat, this soaker upper thing on the bottom, I'll tell you what, I normally don't have problems, but one time, I thought I had it out of the way, and I put a steak on the grill once, and that thing was on the bottom, so when I went to flip the steak, there it was, grilling, yuck. So, had to take care of that. So this thing, it pokes out like that. So I'm gonna just pound this guy. I want holes in there. I want the Grill Mate, this brown sugar bourbon marinade thing. I want this to soak all over in it, and so I think I'm gonna try to use this. I think I'm gonna try to use this container as well. I'll show you if that'll work out or not. Pound this guy. Don't hit your hand with this. I'm going to tell you what, that hurts. Avoid that. Little word of wisdom there. Okay, this thing says to open up the package, pour it everywhere, and then save some for later, maybe, whatever. So we're gonna try and do this. So you're gonna see me if I'm gonna be successful or not in doing this. Alright, kind of like barbecue sauce. So I'm going to put all this on the bottom, using my fork here and kind of smear it around. There's probably some meat pros out there watching me do this and just laughing all the things I'm doing wrong. Anyway, but I am going to practice and practice and get better and better. Okay, now let's flip this guy over. So far, so good. And we're going to put the rest of this on here. See, these I think about all the experiments that we did in high school, right? We never did stuff like this. We should have done stuff like this when we were going to school. Learn how to marinate meat. Maybe you had a different school than I did, but we didn't learn this kind of stuff. This should be mandatory teaching in schools today. How to marinate meat, how to smoke meat, all that. I'm telling you what, useful information. So we're going to get this on here. Now, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator all night long, all night long, okay? And then we're going to fire that up. That is looking pretty good. I think I've got just about all of this in here. Then, okay, slide this out of the way. Get out my big size stuff here, right over here, cut. And then let's just wrap this guy up really good. First time I'm doing it this way, so hopefully it'll work out. But anyway, so this, just like that, is going into the fridge overnight, and then we will plan to smoke this guy tomorrow, and so we'll pick it up then. Alright, so we're back. It's day 2. The meat has been marinating overnight, and here's my plan. I'm going to put it out in the smoker for about 4 hours. And after about 4 or 5 hours, from what I understand, is that the smoke really doesn't penetrate the meat anymore after about that 4 or 5 hour mark. And so a lot of times meat will get wrapped and then put back out there. And I got to thinking about that. If I wrap the meat up and I put it back out in the smoker, then I've got all those pellets getting used as just a heat source and it's not really smoking anymore. So I thought, well, why don't I put it into the crock pot after that 4 or 5 hour mark and let it cook in there. And the last time I did it, I think I did it with some ribs and they came out really good. So that's what I'm going to do today. The meat is going to go out into the smoker for about 4 hours, and then I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it in the crock for about the remaining 2 hours or so. And so that's kind of my plan. My crock pot here, I think it cooks at around 220 on low, and I'm going to have it out there on the smoker at about 200 to 225, probably closer to 225. Out there for about 4 hours and then in here for about 2 hours. That's my plan for today, and so we'll get it going. Here we go. All right, we are set. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is going to be putting the meat here in the crock pot. Now, what I found that's really cool is using one of these crock pot liners, which is kind of this plastic stuff, makes cleaning a total breeze and catches all the juices in there and stuff. So I'm going to prepare this in here like so. Real fairly simple. All right, let's go get our meat. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down so it will start to power down as well. And then you just throw in here and it should slide off fairly easy since we sprayed it, and it is, except we don't lose all the juices underneath there. Alright, like that, and then let's get this inside. So the plan was to have the meat in the crock pot for 2 hours. 4 hours on the smoker, 2 hours in the crock pot. But when I checked it at the 2 hour mark, it was not quite ready. And so I decided I checked it again at 3 hours and then let it go for the full 4 hours. And that's when I unplugged it and let it kind of rest for a little bit. So 4 hours smoking, 4 hours in the crock pot. And as you see, the meat was very moist, very pull-aparty, very much kind of a pull-apart beef chuck roast situation, which is exactly what I was looking for. And so it was really good. Now, something I noticed, I did not taste a lot from the marinade. Is that a big deal? Not really, because the meat had a good flavor all on its own, although I wish I would have salted it now. But the meat had a good flavor all its own. Later on that night, I cut up some onions and some Thai chili peppers, mixed it up with some rice and a little bit of the juice from the crock pot and stuff, and it was very good. And so the rest of the meat, we're going to put that to good use and whatnot. So that the overall plan really worked out, and I really like putting meat, regardless of what it is, really, except for steaks or something, but putting meat for the smoke time out on the smoker, but for the wrap time, or to keep it moist, put it in the slow cooker, and that has worked out really well. And so I highly recommend that and stuff. So that's how I cook a lot of my meats anymore, smoke and crock pot. Hopefully you're liking what you're seeing here, and if so, I hope you'll give the video a like below. Feel free to subscribe to the channel so I can get you some more videos. I plan on making more. Got a lot of meat to cook, got a lot of things to experiment with. Also, below this video in the description, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have a lot of resources down there. There's a cookbook down there. There's maybe even a couple of cookbooks. There's a bonus down there, free WordPress plugin, some other things. But I try to pass along what I can to make your smoking and cooking adventures great. So until we meet again, we'll talk with you later. Check out pelletsmokergrill.com. Pelletsmokergrill.com is kind of a website that I'm building up with a lot of blog posts and videos like this, so check that out as well. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll see you again.